Okay, we're going to do one more second attempt because I know it's important to try to do this at this time as it ticks. 4:47 a.m. picking it back up. If it gets interrupted, crazy loco, I'm just going to stop. We're going to really stop, okay? We're going to do it, if at all possible, later, all right? The poison never stopped since I said the last time I was racing, blah, 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 okay? This most recent pancreas poison was so intense and strong, I had to go back racing, okay? We covered that. At that point in time, the lab rats were just, it's like a herd. They unleashed them, all right? It's a galloping herd of lab rats through their track they have that runs. I cannot point and film, so sorry. Someday that'll be great. Can't do it today. And I heard this galloping herd of lab rats being corralled to the 1507 and back to the 1511. I know this, I've seen this, heard this, but today we can say this. This is great and super good. Okay. They're screeching, and then I heard them die. It was sad. Okay. But it has to happen. They're screeching, and then it's the death that I'm exposed to is not good for me, dude. You hear the poor thing going, dying, dude. Yeah, towards the end of my poisoning out there. And then I come back in here, and you can still hear him galloping and being killed, okay? The lab rats and the cats and the gerbils are a military evil thing they did for warfare. Best words I have right now, okay? Yes, inhumane to use an animal to just kill it. That is so inhumane, okay? But that's what we're dealing with. People like that. Where I said to myself, this is silly that I'm putting this in the report. But I said to myself out loud, the rats are so bad, they'd have to be exterminated, Heidi. Try not to think about the inhumanity of the rats, that they wouldn't be here if not for being trained lab rats. Try to just think about it in a different context. The rats would have to be exterminated, okay? But they wouldn't be running in a track, and it's fucking horrible. All right. So I've witnessed cats die here, lab rats die here, humans die here. Just the death here really has worn me out. While I was out there going diarrhea, grabbing my stomach, being poisoned, hearing rats being chased because they have to be killed. They unleashed the rats. I can't talk or explain anymore. I'm not capable of it at this point. I've been nothing but poison, folks. It's not about me, but please, I'm trying to get you to understand what the fuck I'm doing here. I have limited words, so the letter I comes up, and I hear the videos and I say me, but I'm not just talking about me. What I'm reporting is stuff you should really be paying attention to. Okay, so I give up if people can't understand this anymore. Okay, so, all right. The rats were continued to be killed and corralled when I came back in here, and I said to myself that stuff about how they'd have to be exterminated if they were wild. I did the sign of the cross when I was in the bathroom, being just poisoned and having it gush out. It was everywhere, in the house, everywhere, in every room. It was an inescapable chemical gas. I did it for the lab rats because it breaks my heart, the inhumanity that they did with gerbils, cats, and rats. Definitely an eyewitness to that. Okay. While I was out there, the dead bodies, the stench of fucking dead bodies is now at a stench level 6. We went from 3 and we doubled it to 6. We're beyond 5. It's now a mass grave site. When we leave stench radar 5, maybe it's a mass grave site before that, but I'm just trying to convey how fucking bad it is. We're not in 1 through 5. We're surpassing this radius, and we're going now into 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's going to get so fucking bad in here. Okay? Oh, God. All right. So please, if anyone cares, don't worry about your safety because you hear these endless chemical weapons. Yes, there are consequences for this. No sitting president can have this kind of chemical warfare going on with the front door of that property gushing all those chemical weapons onto his city streets. No human has that kind of power to just poison whoever he fucking wants any time of day. All right? I understand if someone listens, they get scared, they're probably panicking, but I'm asking you to not panic. There will be consequences. I know I say there's no hope. Yeah. Sometimes I get to that point myself where I'm just like everyone else, completely hysterical and panicked. I guess it's God above that brings me to a rational moment that I sometimes have where I realize no person has that kind of power and control that can sit 6 blocks away from a street that's getting completely and utterly contaminated with chemical weapons. No fucking person can get away with that. Yes, I will be opening the front door today. Yes, every last bit of these poisonous gases will be going onto the city streets of Washington, D.C. No, I'm not going to be the only one in here getting gassed anymore. The dead bodies are so atrocious. It's a guarantee, unless you think you're living on another planet. You're going to smell a lot of that too. It's coming right out the front door. The dead bodies are so disgusting, but that stench when it hits the oxygen, it just goes out. So enjoy your fucking stroll past this house. Goodbye.